Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Aired Out Podcast. Seen and heard live from North Main Street, Barrie, Vermont, from Fly on the Wall Productions. And, of course, streamed anywhere you get your podcasts. So hop on and stream the audio if you want, no matter where you are. And, yeah, it is Thirsty Thursdays, you bet. Good morning, Glenn. Thirsty Thursdays, of course. Yes, it is. Get yourself over to Jerry's Sports Tavern and enjoy a drink. Tiffany is serving them up and going to be later today. Shoot some pool, grab some snacks, unwind at the end of a long day. Thirsty Thursdays, always, over at Jerry's. I want to thank you for tuning in this morning. This is like a perfect day, absolutely perfect day to go see a movie. We're going to have all of the listings posted up for both the Capitol Showplace and the Paramount Twin Cinema. But this is it, man. I mean, like today and tomorrow, go to a movie. Make sure to follow FGB Theaters on Instagram at FGB Theaters. But matinees, yes, at both theaters on Saturday and Sunday, fgbtheaters.com to see the full listing. And I got to tell you, they just revamped their website, and it is very impressive. So here we are, head first into Thursday. Weather from NBC 5. Rain today, 60 degrees for the daytime high. Clouds tonight and 49, chance of rain about 16%, and looks like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday look pretty good at this point. Partly sunny and 68 degrees. Car accidents, hydroplaning. I'm guessing that all of these accidents this morning in northern Chittenden County are caused by hydroplaning. I don't know. But there's several accidents this morning, at least 4 up in northern Chittenden County. And then we got the one on 91 South in Norwich as well. But 89 South in Colchester, that part of the interstate there by mile marker 96 is closed. They may have reopened it. If you watch VT Roads on social media, you'll probably get a quick update on that. But as far as I know, the interstate is still closed up in Colchester because of that automobile accident this morning. National Pancake Day today. I love pancakes. And also National Situational Awareness Day today. Situationally aware that we have some wet weather, and we've all seen, or maybe we haven't, all of us, but if you haven't seen the social media updates this morning from the Barrie Partnership, you will see that the concert in the park tonight with Donna Thunder has been canceled because of the rain. That kind of sucks, Donna.
No thunder.
Yeah, no thunder.
No lightning.
No lightning. Listen, there's always lightning when you're in the house. I'm so glad to see you. I adore you so much.
Vice versa.
And I'm telling you, man, I was bummed. I was super bummed. There's not going to be a makeup, is there? I don't think so.
No, yeah. It's too late in the season.
It's too late, yeah. And I know they upped the performance times to like 5:30 to try to compensate for the darkness coming. But
yes.
I don't know where to begin with you. Super senior? Holy shit, Donna.
Did you see that?
Joe Carroll is...
yes, isn't he something else?
He is amazing. He really is. But, honestly, and I say this with the utmost respect to Joe, but as soon as I learned that you were the super senior, I'm thinking, what took so long? I mean... You should have been the super senior a couple of years ago. You're a rock star.
No.
In so many different ways. Off the guitar and on the guitar, I think that you are. And I think many people feel that way about you.
Well, thank you.
You've had quite a life. You've had quite a story.
Yes.
You have you have something in aura about you that is so profound, that has nothing, frankly, to do with music. Separately from that, just who you are and what you bring to people when you walk into the same room with them. You are an inspiration. You have kind of like been there, done that with a lot of things, and you can relate to people who are going through some tough times.
Yes. Yes. It's not easy. People, my son says to me, Mom, I don't wake up every morning skippity frickin' doo-dah day. I said, you think I do? I think it takes more work to be happy than it does to be miserable.
Well said.
Bada bing, bada bang, where's Tommy T on drums? Boom. Thank you.
Well said. Well said.
It does. I wake up in the morning before my eyes even open. I've got the little itty bitty shitty committee. I don't know if I could say that, but I said that.
Please do say.
Before my eyelids even open, there's a little thing inside of me that almost like a moment of panic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're fat. You're old. What have you got to offer? What are you going to do? Who's going to want you around? Who even wants to spend any time with you?
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Yeah.
And then I have to say, okay, because I can't kill this little itty bitty shitty committee. It's there. It's part of me. It's part of my childhood. I just have to make friends with it. Say, you got 2 minutes. Have at it. And then the rest of the day is mine.
Yeah.
Because I can't kill it.
You and I are very similar in the sense where we have a persona that we maintain, but we also have a sideshow of real life that has nothing to do with anything that people see and hear, and we have to separate the two and try to manage both. I mean, my God.
I think that the challenges for me lately is, my family, my grandchildren are all grown up. Look at you've got a whole life ahead of you with your little daughter. Oh my God, Lily. I still never forget meeting her in Ricker Pond.
Yeah.
And she comes pedaling down that little road on her little pink bike with a little pink. She's got those little streamers on her handlebar. She gets off her bike and she comes running up to me. And she hugs me. I really didn't know her that well, right?
Yeah.
And then she gets off, puts her hands on her hips, and she goes, you remind me of my Grammy who's dead in heaven. And I didn't.
Yeah.
But you know what?
I remember that.
That was beautiful for me to have that moment to be able to give her that hug. And I do believe it was through me from her Grammy in heaven.
Yeah. I remember that well. I want to feature the Daily Dose of Feel Good this morning and talk about this for a second. But first, I want to throw out some birthdays, too. And maybe you know some of these folks here. Amy Lynn Thurber.
Happy birthday, Amy.
Tammy Collins.
Happy.
Kate Latz.
Yes.
Caden Fisher is 17 years old
17?
today.
17? Oh, my goodness, that's wonderful.
And Dan Rollins on the birthday
Dan, happy
list.
birthday.
Yeah. There is a mom movement that is going across the country, and I just have to talk about this because I saw this yesterday and I was reading up on it and saw some video on it. Apparently, moms are anonymously buying gift cards or leaving cash in baby items at stores to help new mothers with the bills that come along with having a baby. And this is something that is sweeping the nation now. It's like you go to anywhere and you see all the diapers or the formula or whatever, and they're hiding gift cards in there or cash just for new moms. Isn't that awesome?
It is.
My God, in a time when, we've got to recession going on. I mean, we have inflation, and nobody can afford anything. We're complaining about the price of everything in the grocery stores, and then people are still doing stuff like this. Isn't that great? I love that.
The lesson I have got to learn as far as giving is that if I give somebody something, doesn't mean I have any say on how they use that money.
Yeah.
Because my judgments will walk on in, and my serenity will move right on out.
Damn, you're good.
Well, it's true.
You're badass. You know that? You really are.
But it's true.
Yeah.
It's like the guy down on the median now coming out of Price Chopper.
Yeah.
Looking for a buck.
Yeah.
If I give him a buck, whether he buys a pack of cigarettes,
Yeah.
might I want to say something?
Yeah. I got you. I hear you.
Zip it, Donna. But that is a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
We have Stacy Holden. I don't know if you remember Stacy Holden, but he's down in a very windy Florida right now commenting.
Yeah.
Hurricane Helene expected to swallow up some homes with its storm surge, a major storm.
Where's it coming in?
It's coming out of the Gulf, impacting over 30 million people in the southeast. And the center, just about 400 miles southwest of Tampa, Florida. But Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, all under a state of emergency this morning. This storm is either almost a Category 2 or a Category 2 right now, if it's not yet. But the storm surge could be climbing to 20 feet along Florida's Big Bend. I mean, that's crazy. That will swallow up homes. There's no question about it.
I'm still thinking about Maple Avenue.
Yeah.
We're just finishing up cleaning up a property on Maple Avenue. And you know what? I recently saw some protesters by what I call the naked man, but we know who that is.
Sure.
The youth.
Youth triumphant.
Youth triumphant. And so I can remember as a kid watching, I think his name was Mr. McCullough, and they had this old-fashioned, bucket loader. It was operated by chains, and you could hear it clinking and clunking and clanking up the river.
Yeah.
And they'd be dredging the rivers. And they would work all summer dredging the rivers in my community.
You remember this when you were a kid?
Yes. Yes.
Do you remember about when that stopped? Approximately. 80s?
70s, I'd say. The 70s. But I really remember, especially when I was younger, because at that same time there was a cartoon or a story on Captain Kangaroo.
Oh, yeah.
About this steam shovel.
Yeah.
That digs a cellar hole and he can't get out. And he becomes the furnace to the family for the house.
Oh.
That was a cute story back then. But
Bob Kershaw.
I wanted to put on some mask and make a banner and go stand out by the youth memorial and say, dredge the rivers. Because it's a big political thing about they don't want to dredge the river. And you're not allowed to alter the
river stream.
Yeah.
Flow.
I
think if you were to go out there and organize the Dredge the Rivers movement, I think you'd have a few folks that would support you, and I think you'd have a few folks that would not support you.
Yes, we've got to do something. We can't change the clouds. We can't change the nature of the climate.
Has there been? Maybe there was, and maybe I haven't heard about it.
Wow.
I know there was a public forum that was quite a while ago, and it was before the last July 10th flood. But has there been? Does anyone know? Please tell me. Has there been a public forum about flooding in Berry City since this past July 10th flood forum, either at the Labor Hall or at the Opera House or somewhere, or at the auditorium. I don't know.
I think
there may have been.
I'm not aware of any.
Okay.
And it's easy for me to open my mouth and say dredge rivers, but get my butt on a committee.
I'm gonna run down a few more national headlines, and then we're gonna jump into Vermont, and I'm gonna get your opinion on some Vermont stories too. We have a 10th person that has died from the Boar's Head deli meat listeria outbreak. 59 people in 19 states have been sick from it. We have that story up on Aired Out this morning, along with the report from the bipartisan Senate committee that surfaced about revelations about Secret Service failures amid the July 13th assassination attempt of former President Donald Trump. We have a gunman in custody after carrying out a Metro bus hijacking in L.A. that killed one person. This is all fresh news that's up on Aired Out this morning. Netflix is going to produce a docuseries on Sean Diddy Combs, his sexual assault allegations that have been spanning decades. There's part of me that's like, Netflix, don't waste your camera time on this scumbag piece of shit.
Yeah, really.
Wow. I mean, I wouldn't watch it because it's like, what do I need to? I don't need to know anything more. Like the gory details of what this guy did. I don't. Whatever. Netflix. Jeez. FEMA and the NFL have announced an agreement to allow NFL stadiums to double as disaster shelters during emergencies. I think that's a no-brainer. My God, please. What's the priority here? Absolutely. That's a great idea.
Yes.
We have Congress passing a short-term bill to fund the government at current levels through December 20th to avoid a shutdown deadline next week.
Good God.
This is embarrassing. It is. It's embarrassing. And then we have, speaking of embarrassing, New York City Mayor Eric Adams has been indicted on at least one federal criminal charge. And look, this story is going to be developing today, in the next couple of hours. And I think most of us would probably agree that federal prosecutors hate to lose. And I don't think they're going to bring charges unless they know they can win. So I don't know. You watch this story with me. I'll be paying attention to it, and we'll get it on. In Vermont, we have over a dozen members of Vermont's urban search and rescue teams that are arriving in Florida this morning to help out with Hurricane Helene. Prayers with them, with everyone down there.
Yes.
But when we know that Vermonters are headed down there into that catastrophe, God bless them, and I hope they're going to be all right. Senator Peter Welch pushing back, saying former presidents shouldn't have immunity from prosecution. That's in the news this morning. I know.
That's a tasty little tidbit. It
is. Yes, it is. Robert Tulloch, who was 17 years old when he stabbed and killed two Dartmouth professors. He's now challenging his life without parole sentence, saying that the New Hampshire Constitution prohibits it.
Now, didn't one of them get released of that particular incident? Do you know?
No. I think not that I'm aware of. Okay. I just know there was just this one dude. I mean, we got the full story on the Aired Out page this morning, but saying that the New Hampshire Constitution prohibits it? Buddy, you stabbed and killed two professors. End of story. Scumbag. Wow. People trying to defend themselves over the most ridiculous shit, Donna.
January 6th.
Yeah.
January 6th.
Yeah. That's all you got to say.
Yeah, there.
Vermont leaders are scrambling for shelter solutions after hundreds of children and the disabled are among the latest round of recently homeless people who have lost their state-subsidized hotel vouchers. Everyone and their brother has an opinion about this. And I've seen the posts on social media. Vermont doesn't have a housing crisis and a homeless crisis. We have a crisis of people that just aren't willing to work. Everybody's got an opinion on this.
Are you asking me?
I'm not necessarily. Not necessarily. But if you want to jump in, you go right ahead.
I see the community doing so much. We see right along the street. Look across the street. You have how many employees over there?
Over at Nelson's?
Yes. Working hard.
Ton.
Working hard. And, I look at the churches, and the churches are doing what they can within, and I think they all have confinements.
Mm-hmm.
But can you imagine, just for the sake of imagining, and not for any political gain whatsoever,
Yep.
that if we give God another O,
Yep.
right? Take God off the platform, put good in the platform, head in that direction. So let's say the Universalist Church becomes a daycare center. Let's say the Congregational Center becomes an education center. Let's say the Heading Church becomes a sleep center. Let's say that the Baptist Church becomes a medical center.
Yeah.
In conjunction with the wellness center now at the park.
Yeah.
Let's consider the Summer Street houses of faith becoming an emergency care for the low income, providing the basic needs. I mean, we have, and I know, and I'm active in whatever faith you're in. I'm into it because I give God another own, and I do have my own high power, but it's not a traditional form. And I see what they've done, when the floods were here, and I saw the people working hard, all the churches working hard.
Yeah.
But they have these buildings that are heated. They have the space. They have the opportunity. But I have the idea, but I wouldn't know how to pull it together. And now we have the confinements of laws saying that if you have people here, then you have to confine to all these laws and regulations. And there stops the good.
News this morning. Vermont's congressional delegation is trying to find out what's taken FEMA so long to address flood recovery response. FEMA is saying that high staff turnover is partly to blame.
Yes.
Meanwhile, we got FEMA continuing to knock on doors across Vermont, reminded people they've got until October 21st to file for recovery relief. So.
And there again, if you do not fall, if one of the boxes remains unclicked, you fall out of the system.
Sure. Yeah.
I was down over the riverbank on Maple Avenue looking at the river. No kidding. I climbed down over the riverbank. I went down down into the river because I wanted to see why this part was washed out and this wasn't. And I looked up the stream, and by the bridge there's these, what are they called? They're called skins of granite that line the riverbank, and it made a channel flow to come down.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just curious because I've never heard about those before. I don't know if they're there legally or I don't care. They seem to be working. So and kudos to the city maintenance. They're just doing what they're told.
Sure, of course.
They're Band-Aids here. I don't know. Yeah. I don't have the answer. Other than maybe dredging the rivers. I don't know what else to do. But the thing that it is, if you don't fall into a certain clicking boxes, then you're
screwed.
Yeah. My partner had a home on one of the streets, and his father's in the nursing home, so it was in flux, and because it was in flux, there was no help for him, and the furnace was had to be repaired for the third time at a pricey tune. I mean,
sure,
Christ,
of
yeah.
course.
But
That's horrible. God. I see that Brian Crossman Jr. back in court today to determine when he's going to be extradited to Vermont to face a judge. That's going to be interesting. I just wonder how that's going to, and I asked this morning, what do you think, how that's going to shake out? And we got a homeless man that's been arrested for breaking into the Maple City Diner in St. Albans. That's in a young homeless guy at that, and that's on the page this morning as well. Yesterday, I took a photograph of this massive pothole that's coming out of the Berlin Mall where it meets Fisher Road there right by the hospital. Do you know the hole I'm talking about?
Yes,
that
I
pothole?
do. Yes, I do.
I posted a picture of this thing, and I put up last night. I'm like, I don't know if this pothole is a he or a she. I'm just gonna go with a he. I'm gonna go with a he. Okay, if that's okay.
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna make this pothole a male. I don't know how long he's been there, but I know that he's been hanging out there for a very long time. And I suggested last night that we name him. Maybe the state or the town of Berlin is not aware of this crater that's been there for the last 200 years. But he's huge, and the names that people were coming out with last night were fantastic. I mean, they were just...
I want to hear some of the names.
Well, one of them was...
I just sent you one. I didn't want to say it.
Oh, no, you can say it. Oh, wait, you sent me one last night, didn't you?
No, I sent you one just now.
But...
Did you have that one last night?
I don't know. I don't know.
That's
I don't
why I
think so.
sent it to you.
My God, I mean, they were just fantastic. They were so creative. I'm just trying to find him here. I was just, I'm going to go with my favorite one this morning. God, I'm just trying to. I'm scrolling here to try to find it.
I know up on Waterman, there was an appearance of one, and I mean, we went up by and somebody had taken branches and stuck it down in the hole. That's how deep it was.
Yeah. Well, I know for a while there's been an orange traffic cone in this thing, and I understand the traffic cone. We're trying to protect people. But let's at some point let's just try to figure. Can we figure this thing out, or do we need to just put a traffic cone in there?
I was going to mix some cement and go fill the one on Waterman, but I don't think you can legally do that. I'm like, somebody's going to get hurt now. Oh, just mix a bag of cement, pour it in for now.
Of course, you can legally do that. It's always legal, Donna. If it's at 1:00 in the morning, I'll help you. Wouldn't that be fun? We should go down there.
Then
Lisa Wright had. She had a really good one.
What did she have to say?
Darth Crater.
Ooh.
I mean, that's really creative. I like that.
How do you do the voice?
Donna, I am your father. Portisha, we've got Monty Pothole.
Monty Pot. I love
Monty
that.
Pothole.
I kind of like mine.
Collection Pot. Strut Slumper. The Money Pit. I mean, look.
The one I would love to hear Maura's take on this. You know, my friend Maura.
Yeah,
Quinn.
Maura.
She has the imagination. She's just wonderful. I hope she's listening. She can send in what's the next one?
Dennis Dennis Gaudette is. I'm going to just move right along off of that one. Listen, I'll say this: everyone can see there's. I don't know how many comments are here. There's a million comments here with people coming up. Randall, the tire eater. I mean, it just goes on. I have to say that my favorite, and I'll show the pothole on the screen this morning. My favorite is Fat Albert.
Fat. Hey.
It's Fat Albert. You remember that?
Yeah,
Oh
you couldn't get away with that title nowadays.
Of course you couldn't.
Oh, no. How about the
You should be offending
Fat
someone.
and Fabulous girl there? She has that show.
Who's that?
Yeah. I still like mine.
Just call it butt. So there's been an attempt to fill this in a little bit with some crushed
bit.
stone. I don't know.
That was Vermont. A little bit.
Little bit.
Little bit.
I don't know who attempted to fill it in. But obviously that's not working. It's all been, blown out of there. But this is the part right here where the eastern edge of it is a moon crater. I mean, this sucker's huge.
And your struts,
Yeah.
your tie rod ends
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Your universal joints.
Sure. Ball
You
joints.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've had that happen.
I went through there the other day, and my ball joint was. But no, I'm saying my ball joint.
Yes.
On my car.
Yes.
Was I think was hurting at least one of them. There's two there's two balls. There's one on the left and one on the right. One of them was, I think, really feeling that hit.
I've hit them.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do, brother. I do.
Do you have ball joints?
Mm-hmm. Some people. Never mind.
Oh, Donna. What else is happening? What else is going on? How about all this heavy, dark shit in the Middle East? We have I'm just seeing this morning, we have a diplomatic push underway to prevent a regional war from erupting in the Middle East, with the United States and its allies calling for a 21-day ceasefire across the Israel-Lebanon border. You think that'll happen?
It is so...
That's crazy
It's
shit,
like
man. I mean,
it's like a tumor.
Over 500 people just died in one of the airstrikes. This is crazy shit.
The children. The children
who don't know what side they're on, or they don't even know yet what their religious beliefs are supposed to be, or whatever. You're right.
The
It's
children.
the children, man.
And think of mankind. Think of mankind. Why? So think about the cancer that's in there, right? There's a tumor somewhere, and the tentacles of the cancer reaches out across the globe. There's a reason somebody has their fingers in this. It's not just because this side hates that side. The fueling of the fire.
Yeah.
And I'm not fully educated to. That's just my guesstimate.
Yeah.
Joe
saying dictators. Here's for me. Having a young kid has its own challenges.
Yeah.
And I think I'm doing a pretty good job, Sherilyn too, on obviously on managing having a child.
Yes.
But when your kid says to you from the back seat of the car as you're driving down the road, Daddy, what is war, and why are people in the world killing each other? That's when I, as a dad, really have to think quickly and I'm caught off guard. It's happened a couple of times. I would say it's I probably get that one thrown at me out of the blue maybe once every 6 months, or maybe once every 4 or 5 months from Lily. And man, I don't know how to I don't know how to answer it. All I have said is when people believe, a group of people believes something and another group of people believes something else, and they don't agree, they fight, and neither one of them wants to lose. So if this guy hits this guy wants to hit back, and nobody wants to lose. So it's like, well, if you hit me that hard, then I'm going to hit you harder. And then the other guy's going to hit the other guy harder. And we just keep upping the ante here. Somebody at some point needs to say, enough is enough. But nobody wants to have the word lose attached to them. So-and-so lost the war. So-and-so is surrendering. It's like, and the same thing, it's not just the Middle East. Look what's going on in the Ukraine
Sorry about that.
And Russia. I mean, it's just, I know it's so much simpler than, or so much more complicated than what I'm making it out to be this morning. I know that. But I just, what do you say to kids?
It's like one of those things where you start at when primordial ooze. When man came out of the ground, right?
Yeah, right.
And then caveman.
You took my deer.
It was all usually over a woman first.
Sure.
Boom! He takes a club and
fighting over women.
But it's that instinct.
We're still doing that.
I think it's instinctual for man. And would I love to say that we could intellectually think our way out of it? But now we've gone from direct hitting to cordial hatred.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Cordial hatred.
Well said.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Next time, hold on. Hey, Steve, I'll be back to you. I'm on a radio show.
You know what I said to a friend of mine who not long ago said to me, what if all of these, we're here on Earth, what if all of these religious beliefs that we have, that we fight for and kill others for, what if all of these beliefs that we had, if none of them were real, if none of them even existed? Would we and we got the memo that none of this really is true? Would we be killing each other if we stopped with all the labels of this and that and this and that? I mean, at the end of the day, my God, we all have blood that's red. Mm-hmm. I don't care who you are, what you believe in. We're human beings. Am I sounding like a freaking nut job right now?
No, I think it's a confusing thing. Why do we kill? Why is there so much homeless? Why is there a lack of get up and goism? As much freedom as we have, we're being held hostage by some of our own beliefs.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Of what we stood for. I think of my father and his friends that were in the wars. World War II, the Korean War.
Yeah, right.
And nobody really, the Vietnam War, and what we stood for at those times.
Yeah.
And how I have to honor them.
Sure.
Because of their commitment for us and for our freedom.
Yeah.
And who am I to judge them back then? I don't want to see a war.
Yeah.
But I have to, I still believe in this country. There's not another place I'd rather be.
Sure.
And when we're doing shows, we end our shows with God Bless America. And I preempted, say, if you got a problem with God, give him another O and do the next right thing.
Just got a comment, killing in the name of God is ludicrous.
Yes. Now try to explain that to how old is Lily now?
9.
9. So so put a pile of candy on a table, and then take all the candy and run away with it, and she'll get an idea. That's the kid level. Weapons are candy to some people.
Sure.
What the heck?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
My rights to have an AR-15? Why do I need one? Just because I can say I want one? It's my right to have one?
See, now you're going down a huge rabbit hole.
Oh, I know. I got to zip it, Bernie,
Jesus.
zip it.
God!
Well, because I've known people that have... not everybody's conscientious.
True.
Not everybody's conscious. I'm scared of the people that get them that aren't conscious.
Right.
And yet, that's what... I knew a fellow that broke into his mother's house, broke her door down. The police came and took him into custody. He went into a mental facility. Legal aid came in and got him out.
Mm-hmm.
What am I saying by that? Sometimes people need to be in places where they're protective. Waterbury State Hospital helped the state and New England for a long time, housing some of the most dangerous people with serious mental issues, which we no longer have.
Mm-hmm.
It's, and who am I to say it's about our rights as human beings?
Sure.
I'm no help on that, am I, JD?
No. You're not. Donna Thunder who is my guest this morning, was supposed to be performing tonight at the concerts in Curry Park with food trucks, and always a good time. And it's been a great run. It's been a fantastic summer.
Yes, it has.
But it's not happening tonight because of the rain.
But while we're here, Tracy Lewis and her team, what they've done this summer, the Heritage Festival, wasn't that spectacular?
It's great.
Oh, my aching bacon.
Yeah, and the weather was perfect for it. A lot of stuff. It was just packed.
Yes, it was.
Packed.
And I can't imagine.
And something for everybody.
Yes. Think of the work that went in. I bet you they were already at the table trying to figure out for next year
Of course they
what
are.
to do.
Have to be.
So what are your thoughts? What do you think should happen with the people that have no place to go?
Well, I mean, right from the hip this morning, I don't know. I mean, I'm just being totally honest. If I had an idea, even a far-fetched idea, I would drop it on the microphone, and I don't. I honestly don't. I don't know. This is what I know. I know that if I were to lose my home,
yes,
that I wouldn't be able to afford going anywhere else in Vermont right now. Even an apartment, I just wouldn't be able to swing it. My home and my mortgage, I would never be able to afford anywhere else. So I'm blessed to have what I have, and that's that. I don't know. I mean, there was a suggestion this morning about the Barrie Auditorium being used, and the BOR used as a very large, spacious structure to house our homeless. And I've heard this many times before. I've heard the pros and the cons about that, and especially during the winter. And
yeah,
a lot of these, from what I understand, a lot of the eligibility for homeless vouchers and state assistance will change once December 1st comes. But man, it's cold now, and it's raining, and there are kids, and anyone, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Any human being, whether there's mental illness involved or not, or drug activity or not, or just plain flat out Joe Schmo homelessness. It doesn't matter who it is. They're human beings. They shouldn't be outside. Everyone has a unique story, a different story of circumstances that led them up to where they are today. Good and bad.
Yes, I agree.
Good stuff and bad stuff. We have a story that's unfolding, and like DNA, it's unique to every single one of us. I don't know what to say about homelessness. And I'm not going to say things that I don't mean. So I don't know what. All I can do is just watch the news and see what's happening with the headlines in Vermont. But I can't believe that it's come to this in our little Green Mountain state. I can't believe that the city of Burlington is trying to create these homeless encampments. I can't believe that it's come to this.
Yes, I agree. I can't. I ran into a young lady last Saturday night, and she was jonesing. She was shaken, and I know she has children, and she's no longer with them. She hasn't seen her children in 5 years, but her addiction has hold of her.
Yeah.
And I wanna kind of shake her, but there's nothing I can do to stop it, and I want to judge her. And my judgment only gives me the permission to ignore her.
Mm-hmm.
And just like anything, she just wants to be said that it's going. Just tell her it's going to get better. It will get better if she makes a choice to make it better.
Sure.
But I think there are some cases that are the hopeless variety.
Yeah.
They're not going to make it.
The amount of services in this state that are available in every capacity that you could possibly think of. We have a state that is a small state with a ton of services. Every single department that you could possibly think of, there's something that's there to help you. But you can't take a magic pill called, I know I'm probably going to get in trouble for saying this, but you can't. You can lead the horse to the water, but you can't make it drink. And it's like you got to try to find something inside that gives you motivation to say, I want to get off of this road that I'm on. I want to better myself. I want to try something different. And I know that this gets murky with mental illness, and
yes.
I get it. I know, but man, it's like you got a great state here that is willing to bend over backwards for you to do so much for you. I mean, just Good Beginnings was in here the other day talking about parenthood.
Oh boy!
I almost said motherhood, but it's parenthood. It's
yes.
because they do so much for moms and dads. And, that's just one of so many different services that are available.
I didn't have any classes when I had my son. I wish there'd been classes.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get the right stuff when I was growing up. My parents did the best they could. They put the fear of I mean, I was raised in a real, like, if you do anything, God's going to find out, and he's going to throw a lightning bolt down and going to fry you.
Yeah.
So
sure.
A lot of things I missed out as far as, like, a lot of kids were having fun. I didn't dare because I thought I was going to get hit with a lightning bolt.
Yeah.
I really believed it. I really believed it. Well, what do you think about this?
You should see these comments coming in this morning.
Am it bad?
No. Well, just
How about
reflecting
this?
on what we're saying. Yeah, go.
How about, as a United States of America, we manufacture our own drugs, our own heroin, and we supply our own drugs according to a health standard. And I know that's an oxymoron, giving heroin, right?
Yeah.
But think about it. Think about what it would stop at the borders.
Yeah.
And then let's say
The market.
the market, a state with, make a state a drug producer, let them do it. Make another state, the state where for rehab.
Yeah.
For these people, so that, think about it.
Sure.
Think about the violence that would stop because of it. Think about it'd stop the fighting at the borders. In a way, right?
Yeah.
As far as I don't see it. I don't know, and I don't know how that would turn out. But what we're doing doesn't seem to be working.
You're making me think of a podcast that I just listened to the other day about pharmaceutical greed.
Yeah, I think of that.
How massive it is and the tentacles of how deep it goes. And
I am terrified to lose my
businesses that
insurance because of my injections in my eyes. I'm going blind.
Yeah.
And if I lost my insurance, what would I do?
Yeah, right.
That's another, as we spoke earlier, that's another change in my life that there's nothing I can do about.
Yeah.
So.
We're going to open up the community calendar here this morning.
Oh, goody.
Brought to you by KOB Kitchen Cabinet Quality.
Look at that
my
calendar.
God. I'm telling you, man, KOB Kitchen is the place to
That's
go.
on the Barry Montpelier Road.
Yes. Well,
Yes.
they got 3910 Shelburne Road and also Route 302 in Berlin,
Nice.
right next to Aspen Dental. They're on Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. They're everywhere. On the web, kobkitchen.com. But, yeah.
Did you see this?
What's this now?
That was my July schedule. That was my August schedule.
Hold it up a little higher. Okay, yeah.
And
you and I have calendars that look a little bit lower.
old-timey.
A little bit lower so we can get, there, right there. Look at that. Mine looks
I'm
the
all
same.
screwed up.
Mine looks the same.
And I got to tell you about one of them. If you haven't seen it yet, I put a little video up of the Tunbridge Fair.
Mm-hmm. You
And
kicked ass, by the way. You were just amazing.
Thank you.
I had a friend who went by my buddy Aiden, and he's like, man, I'm over here at the Tunbridge Fair. He texted me. He's like, Donna's just ripping it. But go ahead.
And so, and before that, I signed up to do the 140th. Will Gilman out of Chelsea, Vermont,
Yeah.
reached out to me to put together an entertainment for Chelsea 140th Older Home Days.
Yeah.
And so I take it serious. I'm an
know
old
you do.
Chelsonian. And I went up into the West Hills and started knocking on doors. And my God, there'd just be little grass paths up to these guys' houses. And here comes me. And I found some musicians that hadn't played in over 50 years. And one of the guys, Clay Tucker, walks over.
Clay, right across the
Right
street
across
over
the
at
street.
Nelson Hardware.
And I've been trying to track it. And he came,
Heritage, baby.
played. He had not played in the park. The last time he played in the park.
50 years.
50 years.
Yeah.
And he was there with his daughter. And he was so excited the
I
Washington
know.
World was coming in.
Yes.
There's what brings joy to my heart. All the serious stuff that we were talking about, that washes away with grace. Because trying to find joy in spite of your misery is not a mission impossible. Ding it again. Ding, ding, a ding, ding, ding.
I'm
So,
going to give you your own damn bell when you come in here.
no. But so with that I finally got hold of this gentleman. His name was Roy Kennedy. And he and his wife used to take care of us girls when we were tiny. 88 years old. 88 years old. and he was not able to make it. I really wanted to get him to the Chelsea, but he sent me some music clips of his own music. And so the last two videos that I put up on Facebook of the Tunbridge Fair,
Yeah.
Roy Kennedy at 88 years old is playing the butterfly jig on the mandolin. And it is the sweetest, dearest, heart-moving video to know that something is iconic and beautiful as the Tunbridge World's Fair. Look what those guys did. You know, Wayne Ladd and Patricia Ladd and Maxine Young, everybody that runs Floral Hall and the Beer Maids, and it was just a beautiful thing as a piece of history that I just feel so grateful to have been part of.
Yeah.
You know, got to play the gazebo and John Cheever, who's an old time musician from Barrie, Vermont, stepped in and played. And that's what we're about.
Yeah.
People, you know, Donna, you always got so many people on stage. Can't help it. That's what we are. You gave me a chance. I remember when you gave me a chance with I call him Nashville Wayne.
Wayne Warner.
Wayne Warner, yes.
Yeah.
Somebody,
loved that,
Scott
but-
Campbell
Yeah.
was one of the first people to give me a chance. He believed in my songwriting.
Scott Campbell is an amazing human being.
Yes, he is. You know, and
I mean, outside of his musical talents, he's just a really solid guy.
yes, he is.
Good head, good heart.
And he has a tender heart. I think people like us that are in the you're more in the public eye than I am in a way. I think we have tender hearts.
You're going to be back at that fall festival in Washington,
Yeah,
October
thank you.
October 2nd.
Fifth, I think.
Yeah, check your calendar.
So this
Ah.
weekend, boys and girls, the 28th, there's a benefit for James Brown
Yes, 2 p.m. at the Den
at the Den in
Williamstown, and you are performing.
Yes, we're doing a benefit for them. I found out that this gentleman had a kidney transplant.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, something went awry, and he had a massive stroke,
Huge stroke. Yeah.
huge stroke. So, and
His whole family has been put through it hard over the
Yes.
last couple of years.
then I'm hoping to meet with that gentleman, Roy Kennedy, soon. I'm going to travel down to Wilder, Vermont, where he is, and I'm going to sit down. I'm going to pick with that man. We're going to play some music, because when I get this message, this is where that higher power comes in. I get this message that I need to go see somebody, either in a nursing home or someplace in Chelsea. My job and your job, I've come to learn, is to listen to that message. Who is it? Why have I got this calling to go talk to this person? I don't know why. My job is just to go. So
When are you going to go see Roy?
I'm hoping this Sunday,
All right.
because when I get the message, it means I must go soon.
Wow.
Yeah. October 5th, that doesn't mean anything, but in the long run, but to me it means something. October 5th in Washington, Vermont, is the Agricultural Fall Festival. And that's going to be, we're going to get 2 bands coming out for that to support the town of Washington.
That's so great. You're going to do that?
The Duranlos,
I see it all over Facebook.
or what they do in the community for the community, the town clerk, the people that come out to show up. Boomer Farnham. We do that so that Boomer Farnham can come play his saw.
Yeah.
Isn't that great? Look what the sadness that has happened on that family.
Yeah.
The sudden departure of his son. And to think that moment at being able to play,
Yep.
that means more to me than
Anything. Yeah, I get it.
people think we make money.
Yeah.
I've had people accuse me of taking money. Oh my God! The next thing is October 12th,
Yep.
1 to 4, is the West Corinth Fall Festival.
Yes. You playing that?
Yeah, that's me. Yes,
Are you?
yes. You just head on. Yeah, that's a big deal.
Wait, hold on. I'll be there.
Oh, good.
Can I get up on stage with you?
Yes, I would love it.
Last time you had me up with you on stage singing was over at Gusto's, and I think you just let me have the mic and just take the whole
Go ahead.
verse.
Yeah, that's
or
what we can do.
was
that.
it the chorus? I can't remember, but I kind of did all right, right?
Yeah, we'll stay away from Psycho Killer.
Okay.
And we'll stay away from the song, I'm a creep. What is that one? Hey, you know what else? November 2nd.
Yeah.
This is going to be a big one. This is down in Tunbridge, Vermont, at the Tunbridge Community Center for the Shing-a-Ding-Ding-Ding dance. This will be the first time that Donna Thunder is going to be at the Tunbridge Town Hall.
What's it called again?
Shing-Ding.
Okay.
And so that's going to be cool.
At the town hall, you're doing that show?
Yes.
Okay.
Chris is with a band that's going to be taking off at the pub in Williamstown on November 24th.
By the way, he was. I want make sure the camera shows this. Chris was amazing with Bon Lafayette. What did you think of Bon?
Oh my goodness, that was to see. Well,
Holy shit!
Yes.
Can that kid sing?
Yes, he can. And you know, Rick Lafayette, what a proud father.
Sure.
What
a story! Did you see them on the air with me? Did you see that podcast episode?
I don't know if I did. I have to go back and look.
Don't
for
lean back far on that chair.
I was just going to notice. I think I'm on the edge.
You are. You're always on the edge. It was amazing.
You
Their
know,
story
think of Chris.
is.
It's the friendships. It's the respect. Chris has respect for Rick, and Rick has respect for Chris. And Rick knew that if he reached out to you, if he reached out to Chris, no matter what was going on, we're going to show up. And we did at the Den. That turned out to be a marvelous evening.
Yeah.
And I didn't know until we were into the show at the Den that the sound was going off. And I didn't know that Bon had a hearing loss issue.
80%.
80%. So when he's doing what I call clinical music, he's listening to his soundtracks. He has clicks that are built in that signal him, which we didn't know about.
Yeah.
So once we just let him do a free willy,
Yeah.
he was off sailing. And then the next night to pull it together again, to get out to the Den in Cabot.
Yeah.
No, it's a Den at Harry's Hardware.
Yeah, at Harry's Hardware.
And then
yeah.
Joanna from the Den showed up because we thought maybe Bon was going to come back to the fair, but he had to leave town.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, what a delightful young man.
I know.
Talented.
25 years old.
Beautiful songwriter. The way he greeted people with arms wide open, just engulfing them.
Humble.
It was just. That's
I know.
why I do what I do.
Yeah.
And that's why Chris does what he does. Although we're a little bit different in our style.
But Chris enjoyed playing with him, though.
Oh my God, yes.
Yes. VFW post 790. Wing a
Oh,
ding.
I love my 790ers.
Wing a ding and
Wing
sing.
a ding and sing.
I went over there and missed you.
I know. I think we had to get on to something else that was going on that night.
Uh-huh.
So the next one is going to be October.
When are you doing the next Wing a ding, though?
October 2nd.
Okay. Is Wing a ding?
Yes.
Okay.
Wing a ding. And then October 9th is the open mic at the Den.
Yep.
For all you rock and rollers, just want you. We met some lovely people. There's a new gentleman who showed up. We've got our Steady Eddies, Bill Carroll, Paul Sharon, Tommy T. Two Toes Cajon, Jan Johnson Pecor, Chris Martin, Donna Thunder, Donna Gregoire. These are all people that show up. And,
Yeah.
and all the proceeds go to the Wounded Warrior or Families in Needs. So, and our cheerleaders, Sheila McQuarro, Vicky, Ron Tallman,
Yeah.
and his wife. What a beautiful, I had no idea of all the things that go on there.
Now,
And it's a family. It's
Ron,
a family.
Ron doesn't sing, does he?
We got him up. We did a Bring Your Cash, Johnny Cash show. And we got him up on stage with his hat to do A Boy Named Sue with one of our other musicians. So we're going to be doing an ugly sweater evening out at the VFW.
Okay.
December 6th.
Okay.
Yeah, and so you could tell the difference in my voice. You can feel the joy in my voice when we start talking about the people that work together to share their music. It's just
Yeah. Camaraderie with a capital C. Really.
joy in spite of my misery.
Wing-a-ding, I've heard so much about. Joe Edson loves getting over there. Now, has he been up on stage with you singing, Joe? Ferdy's incredibly talented.
Well, if he hasn't, he's gonna.
Yeah.
So if anybody out there that wants to come,
Yeah.
you know, we don't need a script. I don't use scripts. I don't use music. Other people need to use music. But you just come. It's like this Joe, I think his name is Joe Blanchett.
Yeah.
Wow, talent.
Yeah.
And I think of these guys that came down out of the woods in Chelsea. Teddy Nichols, just an incredible. We did, last Saturday, we did Chelsea Historic
Yeah.
Society.
Yes.
What a sweet little ditty that was.
Yeah.
I can't say enough about Sandy Doyle and the group that keeps that piece of history going. You go in, and the china on the tables are from china of somebody's house that you sat at when you were 5 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, that tells me I'm old.
It's sacred stuff.
But isn't that something?
Yeah. I love it.
And you've got to make a commitment and show up. I want to mention the writing group. We belong to a writing group that meets online. Thanks to Maura Quinn, also to Gary Miller. If you have something to say and you need to say it and you don't know how to do it, reach out to these people and get in contact with them. And it's writing for therapy, writing for discovery, writing because you love to write. And
What's the group? How do we get involved with that?
look up Thought Pasture
Mm-hmm.
or Thought Pasture.
Is it on Facebook? Is
Yep.
it Zoom? Is it
Yeah.
YouTube?
It's on Facebook, and the meetings are held on Zoom. Sometimes they're in person.
Okay.
Gary Miller. Look up Gary Miller.
Mm-hmm.
He is one of the premier organizers and initiators
Mm-hmm.
of this program, along with Bess O'Brien
Oh yeah.
and maybe Jay Cavern might have had something to do with
Jay Craven.
Craven, yes.
Yeah.
I'm not certain about that, but
Those are legends right there.
yes. So, the trickle down, what passion will find its river.
Yeah. Just glancing back at the community calendar.
Yes.
Barrie American Legion Post 10. We have Meat Bingo tomorrow night at 6:30, which is always fun. I don't know. Have you ever been to a Meat Bingo?
No, but I think I'd like to. Tomorrow night, I think I want to go.
It's bingo, but you can't. If you yell bingo, you're a loser. You have to yell meat.
Meat.
You don't say bingo. You say meat, and you win.
Oh,
Meat.
well,
and that's you go home with a prize of
I
meat.
would like that. I went to buy. I was craving a piece of steak, and I'm like, $16.
Yeah.
$16.
Where was that?
That was down at. It's a new name now. Is it Market something or other?
Oh, the old Price Chopper.
Yeah. But I got to tell you something.
Well, I'm going to tell you something in a second. Can I just tell you something really quick? Yeah. Speaking of meat, this coming Saturday from noon to 7 over at Traditions at Fontaine Meadows, they have local grass-fed meat that they're selling.
Ooh.
And It's all packaged up. It's all in the freezer. There's breakfast sausage, Italian sausage,
Where's
hot,
that? Where is the
sweet.
Fontaine Meadows?
Right past, it's right on Route 2, just past the junction of 14 and 2. So go right past
Okay.
the turn for 14 and go another 100 feet, and it's right there on your left. And it's from noon to 7. As you know, or may know, that they are closing down. So they continue to butcher locally, and they have all of this local grass-fed meat right there on their farm. And they're going to continue to sell that. So we're going to be promoting it, but it's Saturdays only from noon to 7 right there. And it's priced well, $7 per pound.
Oh, that's good.
With a 10-pound minimum purchase. But pork loins and tomahawk steaks, and they got it all. Bring cash, or they'll do Venmo too, but believe me, they had a really strong Saturday last Saturday, and
Well,
they're going
that's
to have
good for them.
another
Good for
one this
them.
coming Saturday. So, but go ahead.
Have you seen that little place out on past Williamstown on the right, just before Limehurst? It looks like there's teepees and there's a.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I wonder. I've got to investigate that.
I don't know, but
I
I've
like
seen
to
it.
play at farm stands. I like to just show up and just start playing. How about Paquettes up on the hill?
Love it.
Love it.
You had the corn.
The corn, the
Amazing.
pumpkins, the relishes, the spaghetti sauce.
Oh yeah.
Ray and Val.
Please don't say relish.
Relish.
Please don't. I've been making relish at my house for
Where's my jar?
5 days.
Guess
now.
what's coming up?
And I was doing it until like stupid o'clock last night. I smell like relish. My house smells like relish. My kids complaining. Sherilyn was like, "All right, that's it. Enough of the goddamn relish making. If you're gonna make it out in the barn."
Do you remember what I make? It's coming up too. I've got it in the freezer.
Oh no!
My freezer raspberry jam.
You gonna? I have never had that.
Yes, because you
have
dove
I?
into it. I brought it to you when you had your studio. In fact, Wayne Warner was there the day I brought it. The first time I.
Oh, back at CVTV.
Yes.
Wow.
But I got a story to tell you.
All right, please.
So we played my doo-wop band. We were all dressed up, played down on the street for the Heritage Festival
Yeah.
during the day. And the parade is going by, and these guys that are dressed up in wrestling outfits,
Yeah.
and I don't know what compelled me, but here I'm all dressed up. I got high heels on. I run out into the road. I grab one of them by the neck, and I put him.
Did you put him in a headlock?
I put him in a headlock, and I gave him a nugget.
Did you choke him out?
So somebody came up to me and said, "Donna, you should become a wrestler."
Oh Lord.
Manager. Man, was it you?
I think it was.
I think it was. So you know what I did?
I think that was
my
idea.
God. And I wanted you to apologize. So you know who I get hold of? I send Rex Thompson.
Oh Jesus.
And I'm not that kind of. And I sorry, I got the wrong person. They're like I've always wanted to go to his MMA fights. I'm
Yeah.
going to make it one of these days.
You haven't been to one yet?
No.
Would you go with me?
I would love to go with you.
All right, please, let's do that.
Oh my God.
Will you get in the cage with me?
Yes, I will.
Smack me around?
Yes, I will. I'd love to.
Wing my ding?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, yes.
Okay.
So let me tell you. So I got hold. Oh, good God! I got hold of the Green Mountain wrestler.
Yeah.
So I'm going to the rehab gym, and the guy I find out that at the rehab gym who works there is one of the promoters for the Green Mountain wrestlers.
Okay.
So I said, "Oh, by the way, I've had this idea, and now I can blame it on you. So they might reach back out to me, and I might be doing a couple of shows."
You would be. Do you have any sequence?
Yes. Well, I'm going to get a balsam breakaway guitar so I can smash it over somebody's head.
That's a great idea.
I've got Kiss boots.
Do you really? Yes. Are they knee highs?
Yes.
Oh my God! Are you kidding me? Oh my God!
Can you believe that? And people say, "Why, Donna?" And I'm like, "Why not?"
Oh, Please.
So the other thing I
tell me
wanted
you're
to
going
say,
to do that.
I've been through a low. We have high points, and I've been a little bit depressed. Losing my eyesight has limited me. I can't just take off and go 7. Like right now, I'm having these as we speak. I'm having these like light show in my eyes. It's flashing, and it concerns me. I think it's because of the lights, but well, anyway, I just can't drive at night like I used to, and I don't like having limitations. But when I think about my friend who came into town, whose wife is going towards later stage of dementia. 2 sisters have died from dementia. One suicide, the other dementia. A very ill daughter, stage 4 cancer. My problems are luxury problems, really. But it doesn't mean I don't have sadness in my heart. For the girl that was outside of that church, shaking, having 5 children that she couldn't see because of an addiction.
Yeah.
If not for the grace of God,
Yeah.
There's many times that I really felt like I didn't want to live life. And thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God. Thank God my son made it through his accident. Thank God Chris's daughter has made it through cancer.
Yeah.
Thank God. And for me, if you give it another, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you just believe in something that I believe in my friends, they've helped me through really bad times.
Yeah.
You have. I know that if I reach out to you at 2 o'clock in the morning and say, JD, I'm having a real hard time, this vessel disappears. And it's about us understanding what heartache is about.
Yep.
That this personality that we carry is indeed truly part of us. But the river runs deep.
It does run deep. And I am reminded of that all the time.
And if we can if I can just deal with change gracefully instead of fighting it tooth and nail.
Yeah.
There doesn't have to be wrongs for something not to be right.
I want to mention something here that I mentioned yesterday, and this is so important because I know you like to talk about goodness. On the 25th of October, there's an event in honor of
Friday.
Kay Santamore, who we just lost.
Oh, yes.
And
you talk a beam of beautiful light for the world in this community.
Yeah.
I agree.
Ruth Weeks over on Rudd Farm Road is doing a jack-o'-lantern event in honor of Kay Santamore. It's called Carving for Kay. And they're asking that people carve or paint a pumpkin and bring it to 21 Rudd Farm Road with your name on the bottom of the pumpkin.
21, spell rug.
RUDD,
Rudd.
Rudd Farm Road.
Yep.
And bring a tea light or battery light. And the jack-o'-lanterns are going to be...
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, they're going to be lit and on display.
That's nice.
And I'm going to give you Ruth Weeks' phone number here.
Yes.
If you want to get more information. It's
I do. Maybe they'd like some music.
You should. It's 272-2587. I'll give it. I'll text it to you. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you.
272-2587. Carving for Kay on the 25th of October. It's going to be great. And speaking of pumpkins, the Vermont Pumpkin Chuckin' Festival is Sunday at the Stowe Events Field, starting at 11 a.m. They've been doing this for 15 years. So,
where is it?
At the Stowe Events Field on Sunday. They built these catapults that will throw pumpkins.
The 27th?
The 20. Let's see. No, tomorrow's the 27th. It's this coming Sunday.
Oh, so it's
What's
in
that?
September.
The 29th.
29th, yes.
29th. This coming Sunday.
Wouldn't that be fun?
11 o'clock. Pumpkin Chuckin'. 15 years. Also, just a quick mention here, the Kitzmiller Memorial Coat Drive distribution is Saturday the 26th at Community National Bank from 9 till noon, and also at Montpelier City Hall from 9 to 2. We are going to be promoting that a lot more as we get into
So if you have any
October.
coats to donate,
do
would
it.
you just bring them down to the bank? Yeah.
Bring them to Community National Bank.
There was a house clean out several years ago, and there was a pile of coats. It must have been 10 feet high.
Yeah.
And I sat on that like a hen and wouldn't leave until the Community National Bank came and got them. I wanted them to have that pile of coats before they threw them away. And they came and got them.
They did?
Yes.
Oh, my.
No kidding. It was a pile of coats.
I love it. God.
I went
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So, in spite of my misery, feeling my I'm 71 now, and I quit smoking quite a few years ago, and I put on a few pounds, and so I went to the doctor, and I said to the doctor, I said, gee, can I get some of that Wave-Govy stuff, whatever it is, to lose weight? And he looked at me, and his eyes, he got this furrow in his forehead, and he didn't immediately respond. I'm like, oh boy, here it comes. And he says, Donna, don't you know you're perfect just the way you are? I started crying. And he started crying. It was just, I just couldn't believe it. So with age comes all this change. And I look at the Kennedys. Mr. Ernest Kennedy, 93 years old, had to come see me at the Chelsea Historical Society. 93. I don't know if I'd even want to get up out of my chair at 93. But he came down. Ray Burke, Sammy Burke. I could go on and on and on and on. So with that being said, I had a moment, and I decided to take my final arrangements into my own hands. Because nobody wants to get stuck with, how are they going to know what, it means something to me, but it might not mean something to anybody else. So I went to Hope Cemetery, and I sat down with Don, who's the groundskeeper up there. And I said, I'm looking for a spot up here. Part of me is going to be up on Lake Champlain where my mom is. Part of me up on Cahill Mountain where my dad is. But I'm a Barrie girl now. I'm a Chelsonian, but I've been buried most of my life. And I think Hope Cemetery is like just such a beautiful museum of art and souls. And so I said I want to be in the music section. John kind of looked at me and goes, he said, what? Over by that big upright bass by Parnagoni, right? So he put me across the street. He said, how about this? I said, nah. I'm a little further down. Nah. So I had to go, and he sent me a message. He goes, Donna, I found the perfect spot for you. So I went up and met him. He took me down below Parnagoni on the right-hand side, facing the road.
Wait a minute. That's where the leach field is.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. That's on the back. And so this is your spot. He says, so I laid down on the ground. I said, how do I look? And so I invested in because, 80% of my life is just absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
And the message, even after I leave this earth, is I want you to know that I had joy in spite of my misery. And that's what it's going to say on my stone. And I'm going to be holding my guitar, waving my hand, saying, see you later.
I love it.
Why not? Why not?
Thank you for coming in here.
Thank you, JD. Thank you.
Thank you for your friendship. Thank you for everything you do for our community, on the guitar and off the guitar.
Thank you.
Behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, you're a wonderful lady. God, we love you. So many people just cherish their time that they have with you, whether they're seeing you perform or just being in the same room with you, Donna. You're not going to be able to perform tonight. The weather's going to put the kibosh on the Thursday night concert in the park at Courier Park.
But that doesn't enable me to go to writers. So I will be attending the writers workshop tonight.
Okay.
And if anybody wants to know more about it, they can just text me. They can reach out to me on Facebook, Donna Thunder Moran, if you want to know what's going on in my life.
Okay.
Donna Thunder Moran on Facebook. You can text me.
Yeah.
You can find my number there. You know, when we were serious, that was serious stuff. That stuff I really don't know about. I don't know how to fix the world.
Yeah.
I just know that if I do the next right thing right now, the world is better.
Well said. God bless you. We love you.
Thank you. Thank you, JD.